Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Horus Heresy Campaign casts this side of East Yorkshire. And today we've got a 2 vs 2 in Unification on Ruined Greatway. Playing as the Space Marines but cosplaying as the Iron Hands, we've got Necrotechnica. And playing as Space Marines but cosplaying as the Space Wolves, we've got Tiger Shark. And fighting for the traitors, we've got Yazoo 55 cosplaying as the Word Bearers. And then we've got Eri 7889 playing as the Imperial Fists but cosplaying as the Iron Warriors. It's quite exciting. This is the last of the Horus Heresy campaign games. Well, when I say that, we'll be doing this one to round off the campaign, see who wins overall. We'll be doing one more final epic battle, kind of like more like a Last Stand-esque kind of battle to see, because it's just cool and thematic and stuff. And if you like cool and thematic stuff, give some love in the comments to Tiger Shark here. He does some wonderful maps, he does some wonderful writing. Without him and his diligent work, this campaign would have a lot less flavour and a lot less sexiness to boot. There we go, we've seen this map in this campaign before. It's a really good map for these kinds of engagements. We've got Chaos Space Marines opposite side of the Space Marines over here. We are going to see some sniper rifles from Necrotechnica, so expect to see some blooming shooty bits, which would be quite good against these cultists. One shot, one kill. But over on this side, these guys will be a little bit more tanky, so I don't imagine we'll see many sniper rifles. In fact, yeah, there we go. We are going to see some regular old Space Marines to go up against these Siege Marines. They'll be fighting over the contested strategic points in the middle, as what usually happens on this kind of map. Chaos Lord coming out. No sniper rifles on these guys yet. Has it popped? Has the research popped? It has. Oh, they're going to go straight into Tier 2 as well, so maybe what they're thinking is rather than spending all the money on the sniper training, they might have even... Oh, they didn't cancel training, so the sniper training is there. They are just not using it. Just fair enough. Why bother? These guys coming out over on this side with some more boys engaging in a bout of fisticuffs. Siege Marines bashing... Oh, pardon me. Good Lord, losing my voice here. Can't lose your voice as a caster. But 10 Marines coming forward, and these guys are going to cause some serious issues for the Space Wolves as they try and build up a strategic point, but the scouts down here are going to be stalwart on it and keep on top, but they won't last for very long. There's just lots of grey on here, grey on grey action. Quite hard to guess what's going on. Siege Captain getting some bashes in there. These guys stand firm. Over on this side, Chaos Lord is walking into Necrotechnica's base and slapping bits and bobs around. Tier 2 still on the way for Necrotechnica here. And it's just a hodgepodge. It's a big monster mash going on down here, but it does look like that the Space Wolves are being beaten back just by the sheer tankiness of these guys. Do they have the numerical advantage? No, these are Iron Warriors. These are Space Wolves. Right, so they do have the numerical advantage, but just the flamethrowers from these Tech Marines damaging the morale and preventing them from being able to fight very well. So dear oh dear. Over here, the quick tech into Tier 2 is not doing Necrotechnica any favours. Are you building up a... Hold on, I can see green easy on the field rather than red in the mini-map down here. Are you building any vehicles? No. Well, okay, fair enough. Wonder why you're going for that vehicle cap increase if there is no vehicle building going on. But maybe he's just hoping that these guys will politely leave him alone. He's got the money for some vehicles. There we go. Machine cult down there, but actually now that he's built it, doesn't exactly have a lot to play with. And maybe a land spin or two might sort a Chaos Lord out, but for how long? Heavy bolter being placed down here. Defensive nature of the Iron Warriors, sorry. I was about to say Iron Hands then. Cultists capturing the critical location in the middle. And yeah, all things bright and beautiful. Servitors having a think about repairing something, but deciding against it. Gonna go straight for a Razorback Macarius. We'll certainly sort some of these guys out, but will it sort them out in time? We've already got a listing post for the Chaos Forces down over onto this side. In the sense that we do have some snipers. Still have no sniper rifles. Then again, Tiger Shark did not research any sniper rifles, to my knowledge. Heretics pushing down onto the northern side. Listing post being upgraded and killing a Space Marine, but these guys will be able to resist a lot of damage. That's incoming Razorback Macarius. Finally been spawned. All the Space Marines from the Grey Wolves, or the Space Wolves, sorry, have came over. That is finally pushing these guys outside the base, but a heavy bolter turret is being placed down. Heretic being shot down before it was able to finish being built there. So that is something. have gone for a flamer as the main gun of the Razorback Vicarious. And the Chaos Space Marines, oh, breathe a sigh of relief, boys and girls. It was a costly manoeuvre, but now that they've got quick vehicles on the line, it should be alright. Are we seeing tier 2 for these guys? Does look... Yep, they have got tier 2, so realistically, actually, did that quick tier 2 do them any favours? It bought them a little bit of advantage time. Maybe if they could prevent this machine cult from being built up, but they'll have to see it first and foremost. There are two... Oh, no, never mind. Didn't quite get there in time if they were a little bit quicker. But the Helltalon will certainly cause these Razorbacks a bit of an issue. Siege Captain over here, tanking the damage, striking down this Listening Post. And that is that. Got a Force Commander over onto this side. But can one Force Commander beat back all these guys? I don't think so. Thankfully, he's got some reinforcements, quite a significant amount of Space Marines on the way. But no tier 2 for Tiger Shark as of yet. Do you have tier 2 for you, young man? No, not quite. So, tier 1 engagements on the top, tier 2 engagements down south. How are the Razorbacks going? They have changed their top weapons from flamers to... I don't know, what would you call these weapons? Spinny gun thingamajiggers. Salt cannons, maybe. One Razorback goes down. Helltalon been brought down as well. Gonna keep away from that Curse Lord, though. It does a lot of damage. Helltalons actually don't cost that much money when in comparison to a... In fact, does a Razorback cost cheaper? I don't know. We'll find out, maybe. Either way, though, those aren't fair trades. You don't want to make those kinds of trades when your only fighting force is 2 Razorbacks. Especially with your economy on at the moment. Current economies are 44 and 20, 62 and 20 compared to 98 and 40 and 73 and 10. Quite devastating differences in economic stuff. Tier 2 on the way for Eri. No tier 2 yet for Tiger Shark. He is going for his target finders. He's just holding back these guys as best he can. I was trying to take care of this Listening Post that was inside the base. Outit will come over and see if he could dance it into fruition. But not a happy time for anyone. Not a happy time at all. Helltalon coming in. And one Helltalon versus a Razorback. The Helltalon will win all day long. There's no question about that. Servitors will come in and see if they can repair it. And can they do it in nick of time? No, sadly not. It's mited down with great prejudice. And it's not looking pretty for the Loyalists here. I'm going to see some Space Marines moving over through the centre. Cultists still... I don't know if they're, whether they're the same cultists or whether they've... Last time we looked at the centre, that's what the cultists were doing. But who knows, maybe they're just having a bit of a party. A bit of a mosh pit in the middle. Force Commander down on this side. Let's get some cinematics going on. As we do know from the video that I did a while ago, Force Commander versus Siege Captain. The Force Commander wins all day long quite easily, but when you've got a fistful of angry Iron Warriors in support, no, it's not. Not a happy time for anyone. Tier 2 almost finished for Tiger Shark, but does he have the chutzpah, the cojones to stand up against all this? Does not look favourable. Helltalon's on the way. It does seem that Necrotechnica has gone down. And now we are just seeing a final stand for the Space Wolves over on this side. You know what, this game, I didn't plan to... Well, I haven't watched any of the games so far. But I did not know how long that this game was going to be, so I might... Just because, I mean, less than 10 minutes match might not be very good for a final leg of the campaign. I might do one more as well, just for propriety's sake. Yeah, that's what I think I'll do, but we'll watch Tiger Shark stand his ground for a little while. We do have these guys sat in the corner, trying to build up a turret as best they can. But good Lord in heaven, Tiger Shark no longer able to keep on fighting. Gives out that GG. And that is that. We're not going to watch the final bits of the game. I know some people like watching it right until the very, very end. It's for our GG, and we've got more games to do. And yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going up and going to do what I want. So yeah, we'll do one more game. How about that? All right, so one more game just for the good times. We're on Principiant Badlands. It's a 3v3. And yeah, we've got Crimson down here playing as the Blood Angels, but obviously as the regular Space Marines. Just cosplay. Got Q-Ken playing as the Imperial Fists. We have got me playing as Space Marines, but cosplaying as the Ultramarines, because I'm a basic bitch, I suppose. Over here on the Chaos side, we've got Gadpiat as the Thousand Suns. We've got Eri 7889 as the Imperial Fist, but again, cosplaying as the Iron Warriors. And we have got Where's My Teeth. What do you? I assume you're also Thousand Suns, but just regular Chaos. But yeah, this was quite a fun match. I remember playing this a little while ago. Got to keep an eye on me because I'm quite good in this one. I don't normally play very well. You've seen me play before. In fact, actually, if you watched the video that was released for me tomorrow, but for you yesterday, this will be uploaded on Sunday. The game that I uploaded on Saturday, you'll have noticed that there was a best of 3 in Soulstorm with me versus Eliminator. And, well, maybe there were some questionable plays. Maybe I wasn't showing my best there, but in this game, don't you worry, baby. I do good things, and Christ, I'm not being on the Chaos side while those heretics and cultists start whinging in the background. So yeah, we've got quite a wide amount of space, plenty of time for us to build up our forces here. That's one good thing about Principian Badlands. If you're the kind of player who don't really play much PvP, but maybe you play with your friends, and you like the idea of building up your base and your army first before getting involved in things, this is an ideal map for such a scenario, because even if you're being really aggressive, like look at these cultists, by the time they get all the way over here, I'll have had time to build up a chapel barracks, maybe an armory, got Force Commander out. So yeah, it's good. Well, not brilliant for casting, might I say. That there's not much I can really discuss at the moment. We've seen these forces go up over and over again. We know the story about Chaos versus Space Marines, the regular ones anyway. Quite similar in the early games, although mind you, one difference in this game is that we do have a Thousand Suns player. I think he's going for a Demon Gate, so expect, well, demons, I suppose, in the form of Screamers and the Flamers in the Tier 2s. Do have Crimson Scout Marines coming out over here. Sorcerer Lord. Quite a lethal customer. Not sure what spells he's gone for at the moment, but we shall find out soon. He's gone for a Seeing Skull, and a Demon Summoning, so he's gone for a Summoner spellbook, which is always, it's quite a nice middle ground. It's not as aggressive as the, what would we call it, the Pavoni, Malefica, whatever. It's not as aggressive as, it's not as utilitarian as the third spellbook, whatever you call that one. It's a nice middle ground. Summon a demon and just forget about him. Does damage, and you can focus microing your Sorcerer Lord all day long. Siege Captain, let's see if we can shimmy and shake him away. Over on the northern side, we do have a lot of cultist squads causing me issues, but the Force Commander is not going to take it lying down. He will get in there, see if he can strike some mortals. A good swipe of his sword. But these scouts are not having the same kind of luck going on over there. Frail Wizards, quite fragile. They are being killed. And the Space Marines pushing forward. Sorcerer Lord waiting for that demonic summoning. And will he turn around? That's the question. Is he going to sacrifice his summoning for a defensive reason, or is he going to save it for later? Kukin gives the B. Not playing League of Legends, Kukin, but I understand what you mean. I haven't played League of Legends for years. Should get back on that one time. In fact, no, that's like someone getting off crack cocaine and saying, "Oh, you know what I haven't done for a while? Crack cocaine. I should give it another go." No, that game is addictive, and I have very little spare time. Usually, anyway. But yeah, there's one Sorcerer Lord scaring away all these guys. Very terrifying stuff. The heavy bolter turret in the middle, keeping those Iron Warrior Siege Marines at bay, as is proper. Got full-blown siege going on down here, though. Lots of cultists. Got regular Space Marines coming in, but the problem with these cultists is that their grenade launchers are so good. I know that they're quite good in Soulstorm, but Unification, they've just got like this whole extra level of deadliness to them. I mean, only a couple of volleys taking out a full squad of Chaos, well, 4 Space Marines. Isn't the normal done thing? Nevertheless, Zinj spawn now out. So Sorcerer Lord having enough of these Blood Angel shenanigans. Because I think they're Blood Angels, or Blood Ravens. Hold on, do you have a banner somewhere? What is your banners? What are you? You are Blood Ravens, question mark?
Yes, my lord.
I don't know, the symbols are too similar.
Awaiting orders.
Were these guys going to do a good job scaring these guys away? I'm still struggling, but thankfully Vin Diesel himself has came down to help us. We're going to engage out ranged, because that seems to be working better. Just 2 boys going up against the world. Best friends forever. Spelled with the number 4, that is. Actually, yeah, maybe this is what I should have done ages ago. Just stand still and fire at them like a normal human being. But there we go. We live and we learn. And isn't that the defining characteristic of humanity? Is that not what separates us from chaos? A Crucible of Agony of Augury? Tier 2 on the way for 1,000 Suns. Let's have a look at the economy as well. Things are a bit calm. 92 and 72 and 103 and 20 and 104 and 20 compared to 98 and 10, 133 and 60 and 92 and 40. Look at me, almost getting decent economy. We've got the machine cult on the way. After all, we see all these cultists and we think, well, you know what cultists hate? Vehicles. They melt quite quickly and they've got no anti-vehicle stuff that they can equip themselves with, although they have all gone invisible. So Force Commander, I've been told to be back, but he's hungry. He's hungry for the Chaos Sorcerer, but he will decide to go back home. We do have quite a significant line of Space Marines down here for defensive purposes. Which is pretty cool. Enlisting post in the centre. That relic. Very vital in these kinds of games. Got one relic here, which is on the natural side of the Chaos. Obviously, the middle one is contested. And we've got a naturally defended one on our side. So Crimson being left to have the relic. I've got no relic to speak of, but I never trust myself with a relic. I always give my relic to other people. Just because they're probably more useful with it than I am. Do have the Razorback Mark 1 out over here. They can't fire at the cultists, but they certainly can fire at the Chaos Sorcerer, and he's not going to survive for very long if he stays in this engagement. I've gone for a Hellfire Dreadnought for what's the most happiest middle ground thing that we can go for. And we now also have... Where are we getting our vision from? We've got a Skull Probe over yonder. And these guys are going to get absolutely murdered. Pushed back all the way home. There's no hope that they can really give down here. We've got a Devastator Squad with a Skull Servitor in there as well. Big push from the Iron Warriors in the centre. One Tech Marine trying to defend the path. We've got 3 Tech Marines coming in. And yeah, this central point is going to be KO'd pretty quickly. Down this side, another Lesser Zinch spawn. Chasing after... He's red now this time. Red means he goes faster, I assume. Another improved scene skull on the way. Which I do believe is just like a little infiltrated thing that just pops down. It's quite useful for vision. But now we're taking on the listing posts. Slamming people around. Like we own the place. Horrors are out, but we're using our Devastators to screen these guys away from our Hellfire Dreadnoughts. That's the idea and that's the plan. And these guys will be able to resist some of the incoming fire, but then again, the cultist grenades are very lethal, so I will send my Force Commander in there to see if I can beat him off. Hey, phrasing! I don't mean it like that, you rascals. These guys have stopped pushing down the centre. They are decapping and recapping it for themselves. We're trying to make sure that these guys are in a position where they are flankable. Force Commander is going to stay over here while we decide to destroy the listing post. And over on this side, Crimson just holding the Chaos Sorcerer back. What's going on over here? We are seeing some Hellblades. We also see some demonic manifestations and a Herald of Zinch. So, yeah, so Hellblades and demons, that's what the 1,000 Suns are thinking of. Heavy Battle Turrets firing away at the Hellfire Dreadnought. Getting a little bit of damage in. But won't survive the onslaught. Down this side, the flanking manoeuvres have begun. The sheer amount of Razorbacks and Siege Marines. Can they? I reckon because these guys have got plasma guns on their turrets. So yeah, I suppose that's why they won't want to. They could probably win an engagement if they use their. So Space Marines in the Imperial Fist roster, they've got an ability where they're able to equip themselves temporarily with missile launchers. So they would be able to win that engagement, but they would lose quite a lot, I would reckon. Got some scouts for snipers. Ready to move in at a moment's notice. Got some Hellblades waltzing in there. As you're going to circumvent this entire defensive line and go straight into this listing post that's currently been upgraded into Tier 3. But very unfortunate. We'll start opening fire on him, and as quick as you like, we're reduced to cinders. Very unfortunate. So the Blood Ravens or Blood Angels, whatever faction they are, will have to go back and defend from there. You have a Icon Bearer of Khorne, which increases, I assume, everyone's melee damage. Oh, quite like him. Almost looks like a Night Lord. That colour scheme and that model. Very nice. On this side, the Helltown's just continuing to push on. They think, right, okay, well, if no one's going to come and stop us, we may as well just go around and kill each individual listening post. Absolutely hamper the economy. Oh no, but they've seen the machine cult. Oh no, what are you doing? There we go. I'm going to come in, focus on the servitors, prevent them from repairing anything while they're mid-raid. Space Marines moving back over here. Look at that, these guys are just chilling, just vibing. There we go. Get involved in some stuff. Got tier 3 just finished for Crimson. Or is that tier 2? No, that's me, never mind. I've got tier 3, right, okay. I know what the icons mean. It's not like I've been doing this for ages. Horus now spawning in the base, and oh my goodness, the lack of maneuverability for the Space Marines really showing here. By the time they get over, they'll have lost a good, decent portion of their economy. In fact, how much economy is going on at the moment? Yeah, 0 green, 74 blue. It'll take a lot of econ to rebuild that stuff. And these guys, once these guys catch up, they could just bees off and smash more things. Pale Fist got to be really careful because they've only got one siege generator. And if they lose that, they lose basically. I mean, they've got 70 green all tied up into this one siege generator, which is very unfortunate. So these guys need to move and start doing stuff. Otherwise they'll die, but no, they've lost it all. It's all buggered up, so the Razorback Mark 1s are going to come back over here. And they should be able to deal a lot better than the Razorback Recarius that we saw in the first game. Now, if nowhere to run, they're surrounded. But they've certainly paid for themselves here. Knocking out the green economy for 2 players in 1 raid. Those are fair trades, baby. Those are what you want when you're fighting an economic game. So over here we've got these guys trying to get some recompense. Also the same kind of thing going on over here. Got some cultist worship. Got double Hellfire Dreadnoughts. Got some Space Marines with some missile launchers just in case any vehicle stuff happens. But Possessed Squad now out for Where's My Teeth. Very durable. Very difficult to get off your units. Got an Ironclad Dreadnought now being spawned in as well. Bringing in the Steel Rain. I've also thrown down a Hellfire Dreadnought onto this side. My idea being that if I could just throw Dreadnoughts across the battlefield and hope that that will help all my teammates. Lots of scout snipers down here. But these guys are just chilling out in the base, going to rebuild things before moving out by the looks of things. Oh no, they're going to move out now. See if they can do something useful. Got some demon sounds. Was that the sound of a demon summoning? Am I going mad? Ah yes, that's what it was. Demon Prince going toe-to-toe with an Ironclad Dreadnought. And it is going to win, but the Ironclad Dreadnought is a tanky beast. Give him a punch. Take his lunch. That's what we do. Yeah, he's not going to win that anytime soon. Do have over here a Devastator team. And Vin Diesel himself. And a Chaplain. Oh, was that just a Chaplain? God, those Assault Centurion squads. Quite big, aren't they? Hard to see what's going on. Vin Diesel goes down. Chaplain on his own. Now being pushed back by just a sheer amount of Possessed Squads. Ideally, what I'd need to do is keep these Hellfire Dreadnoughts standing still. Keep these Space Marines moving around. That's what I'm attempting to do now. Do have an orbital relay with a Siege Terminator squad in there. These guys still standing around. I mean, they're holding the Thousand Suns in. They're not going to go anywhere with that solid line of Space Marines. So, Crimson just on containment duty, but Gapiar also bringing over a Thousand Suns Predator. So supporting their front lines over here. My Hellfire Dreadnought is not going to be alive for very long in that situation. Just look, they just won't die, will they? They just won't die. A lot of them, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, they're almost half health. Well, 2/3 of health, sorry. We get some more Ironclad Dreadnoughts in. But now they're inside the base. Let's see if I can get an Assault Terminator squad to show them the back door, or the front door even. And now we're having Mutilators. And what else been teleported in? Come on, don't tease me. What's been teleported in? Ah, there was my Assault Terminator squad. So they've got a lot of heretics to bash here. I can see a Land Raider Phobos as well. Hellfire Dreadnoughts providing some firing support. Stronghold is already on half health, or just above half health. Ironclad Dreadnought coming in. Obliterators trying to ignore the Assault Terminators. Only one surviving. I pull him back. I think it'll be a lot easier to keep my numbers up if I don't go for a squad wipe right there. Another Terminator squad on the way in. The Stronghold is not looking like it's going to survive. Do have a Servitor coming out, going in for that repair. And the Possessed Marines, there's only 3 left. Can we hold on? This Hellfire Dreadnought only on 260 health at the moment, but he's still going. And by the skin of our nuts, we do manage to just narrowly save the HQ. Space Marine squad from Crimson Horse coming in to provide some support. And but he's actually sent like a fair few things coming for support. In the centre over here, we did have a couple of Predators and just a regular whole smorgasbord of chaos stuff coming down over here to take this central relic. Do have a good sizable amount of Assault Marines and Siege Marines down here there. Significant amount of snipers as well. So nothing to sniff at. It is quite a sizable defensible line. If we could bring it all together, got a banner bearer along with the Devastators as well. Whether we could take on these Predators, they've got their las cannons there, so it won't be amazing against the infantry, especially these Terminators. One banner bearer going off on his own but being killed straight away. Demon Prince, I don't know how you've died, but you... Or maybe got killed by the listening post down here. And yeah, actually, with all these different units, Force of Chaos can't really stand, can't really hold. So they will be beaten back. A Whirlwind Scorpius, far too close for comfort. Artillery unit for the Imperial Fists, or in this case the Iron Warriors. Won't stay away and use its rockets for anti-infantry effects. I think that's what it does anyway. Yeah, that's what it does. But slow push in. But this choke point not doing us any favours. Over onto this side, I am pushing out with the Dreadnoughts, Assault Terminators and a Land Raider Phoebus. Gonna come out and see if we can get some revenge. The Mutilators have regained their numbers, same with the Possessed Marines, they're back to 9. But they're even going to go for 10. So once they're back to full numbers, we might be struggling, but Land Raider Phoebus is a tanky beast all the same. Trying to get a flanking manoeuvre so we can call for reinforcement for this centre island. But while that's going on, just look at this. This is just... How many... Well, what is that? 10, 19, 30, 41 Horrors of Tzeentch been teleported inside the base, and every time they die, 2 blue horrors turn up, so that'd be 82 blue horrors if they were all to die right now. They're just going to come in and destroy everything. I'm sending all my stuff back to see if I could defend stuff. Submarines over here, looking at the mutated squad, hungry eyes, ready to cut them down. Land Raider Phoebus creeping in gently. Got to be careful as these Horrors of Tzeentch will melt this Land Raider. Got Devastators coming out, seeing if they can blow these guys up, but Stronghold going down quick and fancy, as well as these Devastators against the Flamers of Tzeentch. That's just a lot. It's a lot of damage. And look at me, I built a great machine nave. I was going to do Titans and everything. I had it all on the go. I had it all planned out, man. There was going to be glory. There was going to be a righteous victory for the Emperor here. It might still be, but we first of all need to beat these guys off. Phrasing again. Do I still have any builders? I do have one builder down there, one builder down here, and we are rebuilding our stronghold. It's not all over. Got a big engagement going on over here. Crimson up against these guys, but now a greater Tzeentch spawn. A little bit bigger, a little bit greener, by the looks of things. The sniper rifles not really gaining much in the way of morale damage, as these guys don't give one flying hoot or ninny of what's going on. Land Raider Phoebus has gone down, but the Horrors have been vanquished Slowly but surely, but the Mutilators and the Possessed Marines are now in full fighting force with a Flamer squad still alive in the centre. We've got this blooming cigar tank coming along, a Saber Tiger Hunter, ready to destroy any kind of heavy armour that Eri is bringing to bear. Also got some double Predators over here, which damage does one strike do? When it hits. Go on, hit it. I dare you. Ah, well, not... For a firing rate like that, not amazing, if I'm completely honest. I think with a bigger barrel, there'd be bigger damage. Trying to keep this great machine nave alive. As if I can take it. Well, if I can rebuild back up to the tiers. And then, I don't know, maybe grab a critical location. That'll change my life forever. Let's see a heavy barrage coming in. Fired in from where? From the Rhino Damocles. And a nice little sounding action going on there. Big explosions. Taking out one squad by the looks of things. Very nice. We're seeing some nuclear radiation being slammed down over here as well. So Center is holding, for now, at the very least. Razorback Macarius from Crimson, laying down the flames. We'll do no... Oh, well, actually, no, they'll kill all that. And Eri bringing in the Sons of Dawn, or the Sons of Perturaba in this case. Mighty Hammers. Insanely good in melee, but morale's already been broken. A glaive on the way. Big tank for the Imperial Fist. A relic unit, some would say. Land Raider Prometheus. Excellent at melting away heavy infantry, although it does lack the las cannons to take on other tanks. But it's doing alright. Like I say, it's holding the middle, and that's what we really need at the moment. How's my rebuilding going? I've got Stronghold on the way. I know, how's my economy doing in this grand scheme of... Oh, yeah, look at us. We've still got time to bring it back. Just need to rebuild our stuff. That's all we need. Give us an inch, we'll take a mile. That's how the Ultramarines work. Maybe plot armor will save us this day. Double Predators over here, holding back the mutated squad. These guys are good at mulching vehicles in close combat, but does not seem like they're penetrating the armor all that well. So they will run away, tail, or mutated tail in between their legs. Unraider Prometheus trying to reposition away from the glaive. Of more stuff being deep stricken in. Perturaba himself manning the final, or hammering the final nail into the coffin here. Attempting that tier 2. Is that what we're doing? So that sends me no grammatic sense. That's what we're doing. We're going to tier 2. Holding out for a hero. It's the best we could do in these situations. Wind Scorpion, or Whirlwind Scorpius, stricken down by Perty. Possessed Squad, once again in this centre point here. Vin Diesel. Was that Vin Diesel? Yep, he's down. And it was a good effort. It was a very good effort from us. But, I mean, what I think... I mean, we had a discussion about what was going on. Oh, we've got Demon Prince of Cinch. Don't normally see one of these dudes. Look at him go. With his hat. Lethal Birdie, Lethal Beastie. But yeah, we had a discussion about this game afterwards. And, I mean, one thing that obviously did us in was the blooming 41 or 51 Horus of Zinch spawning out of nowhere. That really did us in. Especially, it was perfectly timed because I was pushing out over on this side when that push was being made. Oh, Lexiardo, the Accubus, what are you doing down here? Get involved, man. Nah, he's an introvert. He's just hiding away. But yeah, and then I think... I mean, it was great that we had like a defensive line going over here, but could have been a bit more aggressive and pushed down a little bit further. That did allow Gab PR to farm a lot of his Horus Zinches and bring them in. But hey ho, that was the game's end. That's all you're getting from that one. So, very nice, very cool. Thank you ever so much for everyone who took part in the entirety of the Horus Heresy campaign. Like I say, we will do one more based on the winners, which by the by, the winners of this campaign, for this leg of the campaign, there were 4 games in total, and the Heretics won every single one of them. So a clean sweep of the board. No loyalists left on the map, so what we'll do, like always, we'll send over to Cal Franz, look at some maps, hear some story, and I'll see you all in a bit. Peace.
Whereas the previous months had seen sweeping advances and bold maneuver, this time few such attempts were made. Both loyalist and traitor had exhausted their capacities, and where once great reserves of legionaries and war material had been there, now stood empty halls of storage and gaping voids in the registers. As so often occurs, the demands of war had outstripped the mean of procurement. In a prudent world, governed by rationality, this would be the point where peace should be reached once more. But such musings had long been swept aside by the demands of resentment and similar viscous sentiments. When guns could no longer be fired, it was time for the knife, and when these became dull fists would be used. When even these lay-broken insults could still be hurled at the foe. Where no side would concede defeat, the bitter calculus of attrition would find a victor, though a great deal of time and suffering should be needed. The Regency was at this point a realm of the War Master. Administration and life had returned to a sense of normalcy. Only the few protracted sieges and the ever-increasing demands of the front line kept the war present. The dark compliance had been achieved, though its true horror had yet to be revealed. The shock of the Iron Hand's assault had been severe, but in the end, it had merely been a setback. With new forces at their disposal, the traitors stalled the 10th Legion. As the process of consolidation continued, a slow and certain advantage returned to the traitors. Though the loyalists fought and entrenched with unceasing vigor, the traitor victory was but a matter of time. Still, the traitor reinforcements would surely be missed elsewhere. On the surface of Batzil III, a cataclysmic battle raged. The capital of Brosin Primaris stood aflame as the legions clashed. The unbridled ferocity of the Great Crusade was displayed for all to see. The same weapons and tactics that had annihilated Xenos, heathen and witch kings now ravaged this unfortunate world. Against ordinary foes, a quick victory would be expected, but against legionaries, only a stalemate could be produced. The grand cataclysm sucked in forces from all over the sector and from wherever else they could be found. In the rest of the sector, the battles flared down. To free forces for the Battle of Batzil III, both loyalist and traitor abandoned a dozen assaults and cancelled many more. Though the traitors made more way in their consolidation, their fate still hung in the balance. As time dragged on, deployment to Brosin Secundus and the inglorious War of Siege, raid and destruction had become a punishment for the disgraced. Lesser forces, inferior in both numbers and equipment, were fighting in small, isolated actions. For the Loyalists, the irritation of traitor forces remained, and a declaration of full control over the sector was a hollow one. The Warholds had always been a strange place. Though its leaders were proud, independent, and defiant, they had little issue fighting for a worthy suzerain. One day, the men of the Warholds might fight like wolves, with unending brutality, and the next they would stand resolutely at their side. The mothers who one day cursed their foe with bitterness would the next day praise him as worthy comrades for their sons. Where the initial success had been hard-fought and insignificant, it soon transformed into a wildfire, until all of the Warholds stood at the Warmaster's side, ready to do battle for such a mighty liege. Batzil III was the heart of the Brosin Primaris. It was the final goal of the Warmaster Horus. With the world in his grasp, his advance to Terra would be secure. Lay it in loyal hands. Terra may never be reached. It was thus little surprise that both the servants of Horus and those of the Emperor would make Batzil III their chief aim. Thousands of space wolves led the charge, with thousands of other loyalists at their side. Restless and ruthless, the sons of Russhound after their enemies, seeking to tear out the heart of the foe by seizing the capital city of Batzil III. For the traitors, it was the Emperor's children who held the most important position. Led by the 39th Millennial, the 3rd Legion prepares to defend the capital city, where the famed Vikstag Winter Palace houses the government of Batzil III, Brosin Primaris, and many other important officials. The Lords of Batzil III have defiantly resolved to remain in the city and weather the storm. At night, the vanguard of the Space Wolves can already be heard howling in the suburbs. Their main assault will be soon at hand.